Cameramen, Speakermen, and many more are a part of the Alliance, but none are more elusive than the Pencilmen. These members have the ability to draw anything they imagine into existence with a simple stroke of a pencil, which is why for the next 100 days I'll be surviving as a Pencilman, using my limitless power and boundless creativity to take down skibidis and grow into bigger and better forms until I reach the ranks of a Titan. Will I be able to stop the Mutant Brain Skibidi, or will I snap under the pressure? You'll have to watch until the end to find out. On day 1, I was drawn in as a Pencilman in the middle of a skibidi toilet war. My creator, the Titan Pencilman, was standing before me.
Use your pencil and help your allies in battle.
I listened to my father and used my powers to draw myself a weapon. It manifested into existence, and I was officially armed with my very own pencil hammer. For my people! I charged into battle and began to fight off the skibidi toilets attacking my allies. With the power of my new hammer and my dad at my side, we were able to take out the skibidis with ease. We were going to win, until suddenly, the Mutant Brain Skibidi toilet was seen flying overhead.
Rise, my army. Show these pencils who's stronger.
Using his power, the Mutant Brain Skibidi reanimated his army back to life, now in the form of Brain Skibidi toilets. The empowered army rushed in and began taking down my pencil allies with ease.
Leave my men alone.
My dad clashed with the toilet's leader, using his incredible pencil powers to try and take him down. Unfortunately, the Mutant Brain Skibidi was able to endure the hits and struck the Titan with his powerful tentacles. Dad!
My son, you must find the golden pencil and fulfill your mission. It's the only way to win this war.
I watched in horror as my dad gave into his wounds. The undead army of Brain Skibidis closed in on me, and I was forced to run for my life. On day 2, I was being chased through the city by the army of Brain Skibidi toilets. As I ran, more of them continued to appear around me. It wasn't long before I was cornered.
Surrender to the Skibidi army!
Never! I used my Pencilman powers to think outside of the box and sketched a ladder. I quickly scaled up the side of the building as the skibidis tried to follow behind. I reached the top where I had successfully escaped onto the roof of a museum. Did I lose them?
You wish!
I was immediately attacked by 2 huge helicopter brain skibidis as they fired deadly projectiles. I rolled out of the way and tried to flee across the roof. Without any projectiles to defend myself with, I didn't stand a chance. They pursued me relentlessly, bombarding the roof with explosives. Eventually, they shattered the roof and sent me falling down into the museum below. On day 3, I fell into a fish tank within the museum, breaking my fall. My luck continued as I climbed out of the water and saw the golden pencil I was seeking waiting inside. That's the pencil my dad wanted me to find. I ran towards the artifact, but before I could get close enough, the Mutant Brain Skibidi entered the building and shattered the pencil to bits. Shards of the pencil began to float away and scattered throughout the city. I wasn't fast enough to catch them. No!
At last, I'll break all of your pathetic worms. So long, Pencilman.
Just as I thought hope was lost, a magnificent pencil dragon swooped down overhead.
Take this shard before it's too late.
The dragon tossed me one of the golden pencil shards, allowing me to transform into a stronger form. I grew bigger in size and was able to wield an even more powerful hammer. I had 5 more hearts and new powers. What is this? I feel incredible!
I've granted you a fraction of the ancient power of the Pencil Titans. If you want to unlock your full potential, then you'll need training. Luckily, I have just the thing.
The dragon transported me into a vision where I saw an epic RPG that was guaranteed to turn me into the ultimate fighter. Are you always on the move but still itching for some epic RPG action? Well, listen up, because I've got something special just for you. Enter AFK Arena, the game that's changing the game in the world of idle RPGs. Get ready to embark on an epic journey as the noble faction Draconis emerges from centuries of slumber. With new heroes and challenges, the battlefield has never been hotter. There's several new Draconis heroes that feature a special ability scale manifest. You'll get one of the new and strongest Highborn Draconis heroes right when you enter the game. Now, what makes AFK Arena stand out from the rest? It's simple: ultimate convenience. No more endless grinding or tedious upgrades because AFK Arena collects resources for you, even when you're offline. Your team keeps getting stronger without any extra effort. Join me and over 100 million adventurers in Asperia as we celebrate AFK Arena's 5th anniversary. To celebrate this milestone, AFK Arena is giving away some epic goodies. Picture this: 250 free summoning opportunities and tons of awesome rewards. And the best part is, being a Maxcraft fan, I've got an exclusive treat for you: an extra 50 free summons. Use the code in the description to receive all these epic goodies. So what are you waiting for? Dive into the adventure of a lifetime and uncover the secrets of the dragons with AFK Arena. Don't miss out on this epic gaming experience. Download using the link below and start playing today. Thanks AFK Arena for sponsoring this video. I return to reality, now with full control of my new power.
Enough of this tomfoolery. I'm gonna kill both of you.
Come on, we can take this guy on together! Suddenly, without warning, the dragon transformed into a colored Pencilman. He looked like he had been weakened.
Oh no, I used all of my power to level you up. I can't hold my dragon form anymore.
The Mutant Brain Skibidi charged up his next attack and fired them onto me. Luckily, I was able to protect myself by using my hammer to create a wall of white pencils. Run! The colored Pencilman and I ran away while we still had the chance. On days 4 through 7, I escaped the museum and ran deeper into the city with my new colored pencil ally. Thanks for the help back there. Who are you?
My name is Boris. I'm one of the few Pencilmen that were able to escape the attack from earlier, and the last of the Pencil Dragon race.
Suddenly, the ground trembled as the Mutant Brain Skibidi broke out of the museum in search of me. I thought fast and used my Pencilman powers to draw something for Boris and I to hide behind. The Mutant Brain Skibidi destroyed everything around us as we tried to stay quiet.
Come out, come out. I know you're hiding.
That guy is crazy strong. How are we supposed to win this war now?
The Titan told me to find the golden pencil and fulfill my destiny. I think if I can get all the shards, I might be able to stop him.
If the Titan trusts you, then I'm in.
Just then, the wall we were hiding behind was destroyed by the Mutant Brain Skibidi.
Found you.
He unleashed a green toxic gas onto us and we ran for our lives. On days 8 through 10, Boris and I were running through the streets of the city full of green toxic gas. My hearts were dropping rapidly, and if I didn't take cover soon, the poison was gonna kill me.
In here, hurry!
I followed Boris into a building, but when we made it inside, we were met with a group of drillmen with their weapons pointed straight at us.
Who are you?
Please! We're on the side of the Alliance. Suddenly, Brain Skibidi minions broke down the wall and swarmed into the room. The drillmen fired their weapons at the toilets to hold off the horde.
There's no time to talk. Come with me.
The drillman revealed an underground passage and we followed behind them into its depths to avoid the incoming enemies. On days 11 through 14, Boris and I made it to the other side of the passage and found a secret drillman base.
Come on, you must speak with the Titan drillman.
I'll stay up here and watch. You go ahead.
The drillman then led me to the center of their base where the Titan drillman stood waiting for me.
What exactly do we have here? I've never seen a Pencilman before.
Please, we need your help while we search for the golden pencil shards.
The Mutant Brain Skibidi's forces have gotten out of control. If you can help us eradicate the zombies, we'll help your cause.
Suddenly, Brain Skibidi toilets began invading the base. They followed us straight here.
Pencilman, show us what you can do.
I clutched my hammer and jumped into battle, putting my newest upgrade to the test. Using my brand new pencil attacks, I was able to take down one toilet after the other. I'll erase you from existence! I used my Pencilman powers to draw a boulder above them, dropping down and crushing the remaining goons.
Good work, Pencilman.
Before I was able to celebrate, the area trembled as a serpent toilet arrived inside the drillman base.
You may have taken down the runts, but you can't defeat me.
Their boss charged at us and we braced ourselves. This battle was just getting started. On days 15 through 17, the Titan Drillman and I were in the middle of fighting the terrifying Serpent Skibidi toilet. I used my pencil powers on him, but it was clear that he was much stronger than the toilets I had faced before him. I have to bring out the big artillery. I used my pencil powers to draw explosives around his feet while the Titan Drillman distracted him. I lit the TNT and ran, and as it exploded, it dealt massive damage. damage. Unfortunately, his armored body was able to withstand the attacks.
Is that all you've got? I'm gonna defeat you and your little drill friends.
The Skibidi released toxic sludge onto the Titan Drillman, causing him to become gravely ill.
We need to retreat.
No, I need to end this. I then used all of my Pencilman power to strike down the Serpent Skibidi once and for all. Once defeated, I quickly rushed back to the Titan Drillman, who was acting strangely. Are you okay?
The poison, I think it's taking effect on me. I'm not sure I have much time.
Go find a cure, Pencilman. I'll draw up some temporary remedies while you're gone.
Okay, I'll find a cure. Hang in there. I rushed out of the base in search of something to save the Titan before it was too late. On days 18 through 21, I ran around the area until I found a Skibidi toilet laboratory standing nearby. The cure might be inside of there. I have to hurry. The front entrance was overrun with guards, so I headed around back to find another route in. I moved around to the back door, but it was separated by an impassable chasm filled with deadly lava. Even so, I wasn't gonna let that stop me. I used my Pencilman powers and drew a bridge into existence for me to pass over. I walked over my creation and entered the lab. Waiting inside was the cure I needed. There it is! I snagged the syringe, but immediately alarms began to blare throughout the facility, and my exit sealed shut. The guards were alerted and the room was swarmed with tank Skibidi minions. I used my powers to fight them off, and although I was stronger, their numbers were endless. I was forced to run into another room for cover, where I found the second golden pencil shard being used to power a machine. That's the next pencil shard I need to stop the Mutant Brain Skibidi.
You are not getting your hands on that.
Suddenly, a stray tank Skibidi minion flipped a switch, activating the security protocol, causing the room to fill with lava. I used my pencil hammer to kill the guard, but the damage was already done. My quest for the second shard was gonna be harder than I originally thought. On days 22 through 25, I needed to get across the lava if I was gonna reach the next shard. I used my pencil powers to draw some platforms and bring them to life. I began jumping across them before the guards could catch up to me. Unfortunately, they weren't lasting long, and the lava's heat was causing them to burn up. I gotta move! Moving quickly, I managed to reach the other side just in time. I reached for the shard, and my body suddenly transformed. I grew massive, turning into a titan. I also gained 5 more hearts and new powers. Nice! Looks like my abilities got sharpened. I then used my new strength to bust out of the lab, flying into the air and back to the drillmen base. When I arrived, I saw that the titan was on his last leg from the Serpent Skibidi's sickness. Hold still, I've got the cure that you need. I administered the cure to the Titan Drillman to heal him of his ailments.
Thank you, brave Pencilman. What should I say? Titan. Us drillmen would be honored to help you fight in this war.
The Alliance will take any help it can get, but I need to find the rest of the golden pencil shards.
The clockmen are a wise bunch of blokes. They might know something. Take this.
The Titan Drillman handed me a map to the Clockman city.
Find the clockmen, Max. I'll stay here and train with the drillmen for the battle ahead.
Right. Stay safe, Boris. I took to the skies in search of the Clockmen's whereabouts while Boris stayed behind. On days 26 through 28, I followed the map until I made it to the Clockman civilization. However, the place was overrun with black ooze. What is this stuff? Suddenly, a horde of horrifying zombified clockmen came around the corner towards me. They wanted to eat my flesh. I flew up out of their reach and prepared to fire my attacks, but I didn't want to hurt my own allies. Please snap out of it! I'm your friend! Just then, the Titan Clockman dropped down behind me. Oh no! Not the Titan too! Without warning, he charged in and scratched me. I dropped to the floor and realized that I had been infected. This isn't good. I'm gonna turn into a zombie just like them. I prepared for the worst as the infection spread through me, when suddenly time rewound before the zombies had arrived. I was cured! The one who was responsible for saving me was none other than the Clockwoman.
It's dangerous here. I suggest we make haste.
Say no more! The Clockwoman and I ran, eventually finding somewhere to take cover and hide out from the zombies as they tried to follow us inside. What's going on here? What happened to your people?
This strange black substance began to form in our city. Unfortunately, one clockman came into contact with it and it spread between them like a virus. Now all they want is to feed on others and spread it further. There aren't many of us left.
I'm so sorry. I'll bet the Mutant Brain Skibidi is behind this.
Indeed. The black ooze is his creation.
Don't give up hope. Is there anyone left that you think could help us?
The chief clockman. If he's still himself, then he'll be in his lab. He's the only one who can create a cure.
Then I'm headed to his lab. Stay put and stay safe. I left the room towards the lab while there was still hope that I'd find the Chief Clockman. On days 29 through 32, I managed to find my way to the Chief Clockman's lab. When I stood before it, I saw that it had been overcome by the black ooze just like the rest of the city. No, the infection's already here. Please be okay, Chief. I got closer to the lab and spotted the Chief Clockman stuck in a pile of black ooze. I ran to him to try and help. Hang on, I'll get you out.
Look out!
I turned and an ooze toilet skibidi was right behind me. Before I could react, he landed an ooze attack on me. Who are you?
I'm a messenger of the Mutant Brain Skibidi, here to remind you that you are nothing to us, Titan Pencilman!
I tried to fight back the large ooze skibidi, but he shot out another mass of black goo which covered me and caused me to get stuck in place. I tried to use my hammer to break free of the ooze, but I started to sink into it.
You both belong to us now!
He grabbed the chief and took him away as I sank into the ooze completely, everything going dark. On days 33 through 35, I fell from the other side of the ooze and landed in a corrupted animation studio. I looked around and saw that just like the Clockman City, the black ooze had taken over this place. Where am I? Is this the source of the ooze? Suddenly, many black goo skibidis began to spawn from the piles of black sludge all around the studio. They immediately began crawling towards me.
You are in our domain now, Pencil.
They surrounded me and attempted to overwhelm and infect me. I fought them off with my hammer attacks, keeping them back and taking out several of them, but more and more kept spawning from the ooze around me. This is a waste of time. I need to destroy their source. I flew up and away from the skibidi horde, heading deeper into the studio in search of the source of the ooze skibidis. Eventually, I entered a room with ooze on the ceiling. I tried to make my way through the room, but venom dripped from the ooze above and dealt damage to me. This is bad. How am I gonna get across? I tried to make a plan, but I could hear the ooze skibidis closing in. I had nowhere to run. On days 36 through 39, the ooze skibidis were getting closer to me. I had to think fast, so I quickly used my pencil powers to draw in cover above me, protecting me from the dripping venom. I ran ahead under the cover as the ooze skibidis continued to chase me. Get away from me, you monsters! I turned and used my pencil powers once again, drawing a brick wall into existence. This blockade stopped the minions, allowing me to safely pass into the next room. As I entered the room, I came upon the large ooze skibidi. He had the Chief Clockman held hostage in a cage made of black goo.
Your will is strong, Chief Clockman, but soon your resolve will break and you will become just as mindless a puppet as the rest of your pathetic people.
Hey, we're not finished yet, Slimy!
You! So you have yet to succumb to the infection. No matter! I'll just have to destroy you myself!
The large ooze skibidi jumped into a pool of black ooze and emerged into a larger and stronger form.
Now witness my true power!
The empowered ooze skibidi attacked me, and I braced for combat. I dodged his initial strikes and retaliated with my pencil projectiles. They seemed to do some damage, but he was resilient and stood his ground. He tried to trap me in puddles of goo once again, but I was ready this time and flew into the air before they could stick my feet to the ground. Ha! Looks like you're a one-trick pony. I flew forward and struck him with a heavy hammer attack, nailing him in the head with a solid hit and knocking him out for the moment. Just then, I spotted a nearby lever and switched it on, flushing the skibidi down the pool's drain. Get flushed! As the large ooze skibidi was flushed for good, the source of the ooze faded away, causing the Chief Clockman's cage to open. Let's get you out of here! I grabbed the Chief Clockman and flew both of us back up the way I had fallen in. As we exited the ooze, it faded out of existence.
Thanks for saving me, but there isn't much time. If the sun hits the zombified Clockmen, they'll all burn to a crisp.
You mean you already have a cure?
Indeed, and I need to administer it ASAP.
Then let's move. With the stakes high, the Clockman and I hurried towards the Clockman civilization. On days 40 through 43, we returned to the Clockman civilization. Once there, the Chief Clockman began running around and using his antidote on the Clockmen to cure them one by one. One after the other, all of the clockmen were restored back to normal.
That's all of them. We're just missing the Titan Clockman. The sun is rising. We must find him before they all burn up.
Got it! I flew up into the sky and scanned the area for the Titan, but he was nowhere to be seen. Alright, Titan Clockman, where are you? Suddenly, the Titan landed on a bridge next to me and shot a clockgun attack, hitting me and knocking me out of the sky. Ow! Sorry, but you need to take your medicine whether you like it or not.
Brains!
With sunrise so close, there was only a moment left to act. I led the Titan towards the Chief and gave him the signal when I got close. Chief, now! The Chief Clockman ran in and threw the antidote down onto the Titan Clockman, curing him and changing him back to normal. We had saved the city and its people just in time.
I just had the most peculiar nightmare.
Titan, sir! How are you feeling after your infection?
Infection? And that nightmare of mine was a reality after all. But thanks to you two, it is over. Thank you. I believe this belongs to you.
The Titan Clockman handed me the next golden pencil shard. I grabbed it and was granted 5 more hearts and new powers. Thank you! Now I just need to find the last 3 golden pencil shards.
I've detected a beam of light coming from just north of us. Maybe that could be a clue.
It's worth a try. I'll check it out. I took to the skies, leaving the cured Clockman civilization behind and heading northward. On days 44 through 46, I flew through the air until I came across the beam of light. I dropped down and found that the beam was coming from a TV in the middle of a scorched land. What happened here? Suddenly, the TV started making noise, showing me a message from none other than the Cinema Man.
If you're watching this, then you have discovered what remains of our city. We were once a sprawling, thriving civilization, housing some of the strongest members of the Alliance. But when the Mutant Brain Skibidi attacked, his power was something us TVs could not match. I could not risk losing everything and everyone, so my people and I went into hiding underground. If you wish to find us, then you must prove yourself worthy.
With his message delivered, the TV shut off. Man, he seemed intense. Then again, as someone who saw those toilets take away so many of my people, I don't blame him. Now, how do I start proving myself worthy? I looked around for some kind of clue. Suddenly, the TV flashed red like a bomb. Realizing something wasn't right, I reacted quickly. I turned around and ran as the TV self-destructed in a fiery explosion. On days 47 through 50, the dust settled from the explosion and I saw that the detonation had revealed a secret passage. Where does this lead? I went inside, but as I walked through, I was almost immediately met with a giant door. Looking closer, I spotted a mechanism that seemed to be missing a power source. Surely the missing piece is around here somewhere. I looked around the room and realized there was an assortment of different items scattered around. Any one of them could be the power source, but I had no way of telling which one it was. As I tried to fit different pieces to open the door, a tank guard suddenly dropped down into the room with me.
Eliminate intruder.
They're not messing around. If I make a mistake, they summon enemies. The tank guard charged in and began firing explosive projectiles at me. I quickly used my hammer to smash the robot to bits. I'll have to make my selections a little more carefully. I examined the other items that were available to me and made a careful choice. But once again, it was not the right part, and even more enemies were summoned this time.
Intruder spotted. Eliminate.
Oh no! I quickly took out the enemies and tried to think of a new plan. Maybe I can draw it. I began using my pencil powers to draw my own power source that would fit the mechanism properly. I'm doing it! I'm doing it! Before I could finish my sketch, a giant Sentinel bot minion was summoned.
Threat detected. Advanced weapon systems activated.
The giant Sentinel began firing its missiles in my direction. I quickly dodged and tried to get in close, but it fired its weapons relentlessly.
Weapons empty. Reloading.
Now's my chance! I ran towards the Sentinel and hit it with my pencil rockets, stunning him temporarily. Time to finish sketching the power source. I used my pencil to finish my drawing, and soon enough, it was complete. The door opened, but the Sentinel was waking up. I ran through and shut it behind me before the giant sentinel could get me. On days 51 through 54, I made it through the door where I found the hidden civilization of TV men. I had never seen anything like this before and felt the need to explore. As I did, it became clear that the TV men were thriving down here. After a moment, the whole city began to tremble.
Hey traveler, you better take cover for the night. They say if you stay out past midnight, the ancient skibidi toilet will abduct you.
What? Is that true?
Don't listen to that guy. That's just a myth.
Better safe than sorry, I guess. I then took shelter inside of an inn where I found Boris, a headless toilet, and another TV man sitting at a long table. Boris? What are you doing here?
I was looking for you and I found this nice city. The people here are so welcoming. Now that you're here though, I'd like to catch up on some of the details of our battle plan.
Of course. What did you want to go over?
Oh, not yet. We should talk over dinner.
Dinner? Just then, the TV woman walked into the room and placed some food on the table.
Dinner is served.
Suddenly, there was a lightning strike and the lights flickered, the room going dark. I heard a lot of noise and had no idea what was going on. I huddled with Boris, and when the lights came back on, the TV woman was dead on the floor. On days 55 through 57, I was interrogating those at the dinner party to see who murdered the TV woman. Boris and I were huddled together when the lights went out. We have an alibi. That means the murderer has to be one of you two.
I had nothing to do with this. It had to be the toilet. You know you can't trust these things.
But I'm not just any toilet. I'm Kevin. I would never hurt anyone.
Is that so? What were you doing when the lights went out, Kevin?
I was hiding, of course. I'm terrified of the dark. And while I was hiding, I saw the ancient skibidi toilet, who I'm even more afraid of.
You're saying the ancient skibidi was here? That monster is just a cautionary tale told the children to get them to behave. It doesn't exist.
Sorry, Kev, but I don't buy that story. You have to be guilty.
No, I would never. Oh, Kevin.
Kevin ran outside in tears when we all felt the ground shake. What was that? I stepped outside and found that the ancient skibidi had trapped Kevin in a cage. The legend was true, and I had made the wrong judgment.
Tonight, all of the Alliance will die, including you, Pencilman!
On days 58 through 61, the ancient skibidi toilet charged at me and I braced myself for battle. He used his sword attacks to pierce my armor, doing significant damage. He was like nothing I had ever seen before. I fought back with my new pencil shaving attacks, determined to free Kevin and right my wrongs.
You will never stop me! Die!
He fired a beam attack and it nailed me, but despite the pain, I endured it and countered with a hammer slam of my own, stunning the ancient skibidi. With the ancient skibidi stunned, I fired my pencil projectiles and then landed the final blow, defeating the ancient skibidi once and for all. From there, I was able to free Kevin.
You freed me?
I'm sorry, Kevin. I shouldn't have assumed the worst of you.
That's okay. I always forgive.
Just then, the cinema man touched down nearby from above.
It seems we have a visitor. Thank you for freeing my people from the ancient skibidi's curse. I think this belongs to you.
He handed me the next golden pencil shard. I picked it up and was granted 5 more hearts and new powers. One step closer to stopping the Mutant Brain Skibidi. Suddenly, the vile villain I had been fighting against flew down onto the city. He had discovered the TV's secret home.
Is that so?
On days 62 through 64, I was confronted by the Mutant Brain Skibidi toilet. You aren't welcome here! Leave!
Why would I do that? The fun has only just begun!
He began to terrorize the TV Man civilization, killing TV men as they fled from him in fear. In his rampage, he destroyed buildings and sacred monuments. The Cinema Man charged in to intervene, slamming his fists into the Mutant Brain Skibidi. This knocked him back towards me, and I struck him with an attack of my own. He used his brainwave attacks on me. I used my fight to evade them and fired my pencil shaving attacks at him from above. Meanwhile, the Cinema Man used his red screen attack on the monster. Despite our teamwork, the power of 4 shards was not enough to defeat him.
Is that all the mighty titans have to offer?
He hit me with a psychic beam attack and knocked me off of the inn's roof, leaving me with low health. Suddenly, Boris ran over to me.
Max, if you want to stand a chance against him, you're gonna have to try the forbidden Pencilman technique. Draw a portal.
It was risky, but it was my only shot. I used my powers to draw a portal before me and it came to life. I did it! It worked! Suddenly, it started to become unstable. Before I knew what was happening, I was sucked into it against my will. On days 65 through 67, I appeared in another dimension where everything looked like it was drawn, including me. Where am I?
You shouldn't be here, foolish Titan.
Suddenly, I was confronted by a Pencilman sage.
You committed a taboo act, and for that you are stuck here.
How do I get back home?
Find the eraser of undoing before this dimension collapses.
As the sage said this, the environment changed to pitch black, and a void of darkness slowly approached me. I gotta get away from here. I tried to fly away, but for some reason, my jetpack had stopped working.
In this realm, you have to use your drawing powers alone to overcome the challenges ahead. Good luck.
He vanished without a trace. With no other options, I ran from the oncoming darkness on foot. On days 68 through 72, I was running from the darkness as it closed in on me. I was gonna be consumed by it along with this dimension if I didn't find the eraser of undoing soon. It has to be around here somewhere! Finally, I managed to spot it, but there was a massive pit of white ink keeping me from getting closer. What is this stuff? I then spotted a sign near the pit that read danger. Whiteout ink will erase you from existence. Oh no, I'm so close! If only my jetpack worked. Wait, I could draw a new one. I then had the bright idea to use my pencil powers to draw a set of wings onto myself. I hope this works. With no time at all, the wings were created and I equipped them onto my back. Perfect! With my new wings, I ran to the pit and jumped to the other side. The wings worked! I grabbed the eraser and the darkness evaporated. Just then, the pencil sage appeared before me.
There's hope for you yet.
The sage then summoned a new portal before me.
This is your way back home. Good luck.
Thank you. I'll make sure the skibidis pay. With that, I made my way through the portal. On days 73 through 75, I returned to the real world to find myself in a Speakerman civilization that was being consumed by green flames. The Speakermen were running around wildly and trying to extinguish the flames with normal water, but it wouldn't go out. There was something special about this fire. I have to do something to help. I flew into the sky and used my drawings to create a cool ice shelter for the speakers, protecting them from the dangerous flames. Everyone inside! Everyone gathered inside the shelter and all of the Speakermen took cover for now. What's going on here?
The Mutant Brain Skibidi unleashed his fire-breathing pet upon us! The only way to extinguish his flames is to defeat him!
Don't worry, I'll take down that monster for you. Just then, the fire-breathing monster the Speakerman had mentioned landed on the roof of the shelter.
Looks like the speakers called for backup. I'm going to reduce you all to ash.
On days 76 to 79, I was being attacked by the fire-breathing monster. He used his powerful green flames to deal damage to me. They were extra effective since my head was made of wood.
What's the matter? Can't take the heat?
I tried to fend him off with my pencil rockets, but he was able to burn through them with ease. The battle was looking grim for me. He shot another fire attack, but I dodged it, causing it to spread wildly and burn through some greenery. As the trees burnt down, the next golden pencil shard was revealed, and I realized it was there for the taking. With that shard, I may stand a chance. I grabbed it, granting me 5 more hearts and new powers. I went in for round 2, using my new powers to turn the tides of battle. I used my new lead shot on the fire-breathing monster, doing heavy damage. I defeated him in no time, and all of the flames extinguished. Eat lead!
Thank you for saving our people! The Speakermen are now your allies!
Only one more faction and shard to find. Suddenly, Boris ran out towards me in a frenzy. Boris, you're okay!
That's right. The TV and I were able to escape, but I came with important news. I know where the cameramen are.
He handed me a map, and I followed the lead. On days 80 to 83, I flew through the skies in search of the cameramen. I followed the map Boris gave me and eventually came across the cameraman base. Unfortunately, the door to enter was heavily reinforced with diamonds. They're not messing around with security. I then knocked on the front door to see if anyone would answer. Knock, knock. Anyone home? Suddenly, a nearby intercom activated and started talking to me.
Hello? Who goes there?
Hey, I'm the Titan Pencilman. I've come to save you guys.
A Titan? Woohoo! I knew one of you guys would come sooner or later. Okay, I'm opening the door.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't open that door! He could be tricking us!
No. I'm a Titan. I promise.
Yeah, that's what the last guy said. You're gonna have to prove it, Titan guy.
Huh. Have you ever gained 5 more hearts and new powers?
Only Titans can do that. Alright, open the door.
Just as the cameramen were about to open the diamond door, the base began to tremble.
Help!
Oh no! Time to break my way through. I used my hammer on it, but no matter what I did to the door, it wouldn't budge. I need something with more power. I decided to use my drawing abilities to construct a tank. Once constructed, I fired at the diamonds and it blasted right through it. Hold on, I'm coming! I quickly ran into the base to find what took the cameramen. On days 84 to 86, I was running through the passage and found myself within the cameraman base. Although, when I looked around, there was no one to be seen. This is weird. Where is everybody? I searched around the area until I found a lone cameraman lying on the ground.
It really is you, a Titan Pencilman.
That's right. I'm here to help. Where is everyone else?
They...
Where? Where have they gone?
I'm sorry, Titan. We failed you.
No! What does that mean? Just then, I heard the sounds of screaming again. I won't let another cameraman die. Here I come! I quickly ran to the source of the screaming, but all I found was a massive speaker. What the? What's going on? The walls around me suddenly trembled as an army of brain skibidi toilets came charging in to face me.
We have you surrounded, Pencil. You're finished.
On days 87 to 89, I was being attacked by the army of brain skibidi toilets. I fought them off with my attacks, taking out the lesser goons thanks to my Titan strength. Gradually, I cut their numbers down with my skills. However, I was too preoccupied with the foot soldiers attacking me, which gave their leader the chance to drop down in front of me and trap me in an electric cage.
Now show them, Titan! You're coming with me!
The skibidi then electrocuted the cage and I quickly blacked out. When I awoke, I had been taken to another area and I was being dangled in a cage above a grinder. Ugh, let me go!
Stop your struggling! It's pathetic. After all, it was the cameramen that traded your life away for their safety.
They what? They wouldn't!
Surprise? Loyalty is fragile. A little fear and it breaks apart.
It doesn't matter. I'm breaking out of here and killing you personally.
Big talk for someone who's about to become sawdust. Have fun in the grinder!
He flipped a switch and the bottom of my cage opened, sending me falling towards the grinder below. On days 90 to 92, I was about to get cut to pieces until a door suddenly closed under my feet. Huh? I'm alive? I looked and realized that I had been saved by the camera woman.
Looks like I got here in the nick of time.
You'll fight for this!
The electric skibidi leader attacked her, but she fought back with her powerful laser gun. I flew out to join the fight and back her up. I unleashed my pencil attacks onto the skibidi leader, doing some damage and staggering him. This gave the camera woman the chance to follow up with more laser gun hits. The electric skibidi turned his attention to her and attacked, but with his focus now on her, I was ready to finish the job.
No!
I lunged at the skibidi and dealt the killing blow, ending the fight. Why did you save me? Didn't the cameras make a deal with the skibidi toilets?
They did, but I didn't agree with it. I rebelled against my people to come and help you.
Thank you. I know that couldn't have been easy.
You need to get that final golden pencil shard. It's locked away at the Mutant Brain's base just north of here.
Thanks for the lead. I better head there now. I left the camera woman behind and headed for the Mutant Brain Skibidi's base. On days 93 to 95, I arrived at the skibidi toilet base the camera woman told me about and snuck inside to get a better look. look. I flew down into a nearby room and managed to locate the shard. It's here! The final golden pencil shard! I quickly grabbed it, granting me 5 hearts and new powers. Suddenly, the alarms began to blare. Looks like backup is on its way. I stepped out of the facility ready to face the army, only to find that all of the skibidi toilets were already dead. Standing before me was the Titan cameraman and his camera allies.
It's good to see you're all right.
You guys sold me out!
I know, we are sorry, but they would have killed us all if we hadn't. I needed to make sure my men were well protected.
Well, I guess you did just help me out there. Thanks.
We want to redeem ourselves. Allow us to serve you and help win the war.
You got yourself a deal. It's time to call a meeting. On days 96 to 98, I regrouped with all of my allies. The Alliance had been reunited under the rule of the Pencilmen. It's time to take down the Mutant Brain Skibidi once and for all, but I'll need all of your help to do so.
You can count on us.
I know I can, but there is one problem. How are we gonna find their base?
I've already been working on that. Check it out.
The clockwoman handed me a map revealing the whereabouts of the Mutant Brain Skibidi base. This is great! We can begin our attack as soon as tomorrow.
And I have one more thing to help our cause.
Boris ran around the area and tossed a splash potion onto all of my allies and myself as well. Whoa, what was that for?
This will give us resistance to their toxic gas. Those toilets won't know what hit them.
Thanks, everyone. It's time to end this now. Everyone cheered and we all prepared to head towards the base. On day 99, my allies and I arrived at the base of the Mutant Brain Skibidi. It was overrun with guards, but I wasn't alone anymore. Everyone, charge! My army collided with his. This battle would decide who would win the war. They tried to weaken my forces with toxic gas, but thanks to my upgrade from Boris, my army was able to endure it. With the combined forces of the Alliance, we took down wave after wave of enemies. Using my increased Pencilman powers, the Skibidis didn't stand a chance against us. We were winning the fight, but only more showed up to defend the Skibidi base. We were advancing on the entrance of the Mutant Brain Skibidi chambers, but suddenly a giant skull Skibidi arrived to stop us.
You will not reach our leader!
The skull Skibidi attacked me, trying his best to poison me with his toxic vomit. Thanks to Boris's potion, it didn't affect me at all. I fought back using all of my strength, but he was tougher than the other minions I had faced. Ugh, how am I gonna get past this guy? Just then, Boris arrived in his dragon form to back me up.
I'll handle this guy. Go get the Mutant Brain Skibidi.
Thanks, Boris. Boris began his attack, and I went on to take down the leader and end this for good. On day 100, I arrived at the Mutant Brain Skibidi chambers where the monstrous toilet was waiting for me.
Hello, Pencilman. How nice it is to see you here. Have you come to die?
Cut the act. We both know I'm here to finish this battle. You'll be the one dying today.
Even with the golden pencil completed, you won't be able to stop me. I defeated the Titan Pencilman before you, and I'll defeat you too. And then I'll unleash my army upon the entire world.
What army? We crushed your Brain Skibidi forces.
Yes, but look around you. All of these brain specimens are part of my glorious collection. With an infinite supply of brains, I can create an unending army. And I'll let you in on a little secret. They all came from Alliance members, just like you.
No! In my distress, he struck first with his brainwave attack, and I prepared for the final battle to commence. I used my lead shot attacks in retaliation, but he was by far the strongest enemy I had faced on my journey. You won't be able to last against me, brainhead!
You're skilled, but not skilled enough.
He used his psychic beam attack on me, leaving me on the ropes. He was much stronger than I thought.
Looks like it's over for you.
Think again! I used my Pencilman powers to heal myself, and I quickly jumped back into battle. I used everything I had and eventually landed a big pencil shot attack on him. For my people! For my father!
No!
I slammed my hammer down as hard as I could, destroying the Brain Skibidi for good. I had won the war in the name of the Alliance. Don't forget to download AFK Arena today using the link below. Use my code and get 50 free summoning opportunities and an extra 50 free summons. Thanks AFK Arena for sponsoring this video.